Good morning, and thanks for tuning in. For those of you who don't know,
I'm Josh.
And I'm Austin, and this...
Yeah, we're not doing that. This is the Brittany Show.
Welcome back to the Josh and Austin Show. I'm Josh, and he's Austin, and this week we have a special guest, Brittany, and we'll be talking about...
Manspreading.
Manspreading. Is it men demonstrating their alpha manhood to women? Or is it simply science? Today we're going to look at all the facts and all the opinions and see what we come up with. First off, I'm going to mess this up. Anna Dovgalyuk. She is a 20-year-old law student in Russia who has gone to what some see as an extreme to stop manspreading. This woman goes around with a water and bleach mixture, and when she sees men manspreading, dumps it on their laps. So, as of right now, it remains unclear at the time if the woman is actually Anna, though she claims that this is a very real movement that she's pushing for.
Is she pushing it on her own?
Well, she is the one that has started the anti-manspreading campaign of the water and bleach mixture. And it has taken off. A lot of women think it's a very good way to stop men from manspreading, while a lot of other people understand the campaign, but think she's going about it a very radical way. So,
I would say that manspreading has been brought to our attention here recently. It's flooding everybody's timelines to see people sharing it like crazy. But this has actually been something that's been going on for a while.
Yes.
So we can say that her unique approach has brought a lot more attention to it.
I mean,
the
first time I heard of it was after her.
I didn't know anybody had a problem with this. So right. I would say that, she is getting the attention that she's looking for.
Yep.
I don't know if I necessarily like.
I don't know if she's getting as
good quality attention.
Yeah, as she would like, but she's getting plenty of attention in general.
Other people are doing this?
Yeah, a lot of women have followed in her footsteps and started mixing water with bleach and dumping it on men's laps.
Now, has she come out at all and said, what the ratio is for this bleach and water?
No, and to my understanding, just from what I've read, she just dumps them in. There's no mixture.
So this could potentially be...
You do know whispering is picked up.
And
if you know it, you can. If you know the percentage, you can fully share it.
I'm pretty sure it's 30% bleach to water ratio, because it's supposed to be an instantly change the color of your pants.
So 70% water, 30% bleach,
which is stronger than the normal way that you clean the kitchen.
Oh wow!
Now I do know that if you have just bleach, that it can be harmful to your skin. So is this supposed to be like a safe mixture?
I mean, if this mixture is higher than what you use to bleach your kitchen, I mean, could this potentially hurt your skin through your clothes? I mean, that's 30% of
is she
raw
like
bleach.
A legit ball buster right now?
She's a ball burner. So she claims that crusading against gender aggression is her primary focus here. Manspreading as the habit of some men to sit widely with their legs spread in the subway and other public transportation, this way taking up more than one seat. So Anna has come out and said that is aggressive towards women to show their dominance. So she finds herself as a crusade against these terrible, terrible acts.
Now, I don't want to assume, but would you say that your gender is woman?
Yes.
Okay.
There's 58, so...
Yeah, we don't want to assume anything.
I will go with one of the original two, and that would be female, yes.
Okay. And as a woman, before seeing these videos, have you ever once seen manspreading and thought, wow, this guy's aggressive?
No. I would think, wow, guy really wants to be comfortable, and he's rude. But...
Good save. So one person went to Twitter as soon as this this got big headlines and went directly to Twitter, and I quote, "This is not activism. This is not campaigning. This is assault. Even if the video is set up, it's still outrageous, and I hope it doesn't inspire copycat behavior." So that was a direct quote from a critic on Twitter. What do you guys think?
I think that if the jokes are fake, if they're completely staged, then that needed to be known. Especially with the publicity she's getting right now. She should have came out on record and be like, look, these are scripted, there wasn't even bleach in it, you know, this is just to bring the attention, it's worked. But if she is legitimately doing these things, I do not think this is a good protest. A successful protest needs to be non-violent.
Even if she's... So I know in some of the research that I did that they... somebody was saying that it was made up, that it was a staged video. And even if it was just a staged video, if people are following this, then to me that is an assault. One, you're ruining somebody's personal clothes and their personal items.
Yeah.
Because by bleaching it, there's no going back from that.
Well, if you also look at the video, people are playing on their phones, people are reading books, and natural instinct for a lot of these people is to slap it out of her hands. She's potentially damaging phones and books, and when that flings, that could get bleach into somebody's eyes.
See, I personally see it as less of an assault, more of a vandalism.
Yeah, vandalism. I
mean, you are destroying my personal property. You know, I don't think these men are sustaining injuries from this. I don't think there's any real harm going on, but I find it to be a vandalist act. I mean,
if these are fake, and she's not saying that it's fake, and it's encouraging other women to do this, and they're not taking that same precaution, and maybe they're doing a 50-50 blend, it could get to the point. As of right now, nobody's come forward and say that it's actually physically harmed them. So yeah, I would say as of right now it's vandalism, but I think it can very quickly turn into assault if it starts hurting
Especially
people.
if it starts picking up and more people are doing it and they're trying to get their point across or whatnot. But I think that's also why some are saying that the video was staged, was because no one has come forth and sued.
right.
I feel like if someone dumped bleach on me...
Well, I don't know if she is breaking the law. I personally feel like a law student would know some loophole to get her out of getting in trouble for this. I mean, you're a law student. Are you really going to risk the rest of your law career for dumping water on guys' pants? Like, there has to be something that we don't know of in Russia. You know, this isn't the United States we're talking about. This is Russia, where you can legally kill a man in a bar fight. So...
I did notice though that in several of the clips she ran off.
Oh yeah, well I saw a couple where men were chasing her.
Yeah. So it is possible that none of these men were able to find out who she was when this happened, and they eventually let it go. And until it surfaced with such popularity on the internet, they might not have had a way of pressing charges.
That is true.
Men also, and I don't speak for all men have a hard time coming forward and saying that they were assaulted in any way, shape, or form by the opposite gender. And from my personal experience with some Russian dudes, them some manly efforts, you know?
Yeah,
and so
big old tough dude.
They're like, me not American man, me no complain about women.
That was a terrible Russian accent.
I don't do accents.
Vodka and piss.
Did you say beer or piss?
Either way, so I guess we'll jump straight to that then. Yeah, thanks, Josh. Do you think men, Brittany, do you think men are afraid to come forward about being assaulted by a woman, whether it be physically, sexually, in any way? Like, when a man is assaulted, do you feel that they feel demasculine?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just because men walk around, big old tough guys, no emotions, they, rule the world or whatnot.
We become who we are from being a young age. Like, when you're 3 years old, that's when you start developing memory. And what the experiences you had in elementary school and junior high, that leads up to who you're going to be. And we've all been there when that boy got punched by that girl at recess. We teased the crap out of him. You got hit by a girl. Like, so, you know, that stays with you into adulthood.
Right, I agree. I feel that men are taught from a very young age not to show that weakness.
Correct.
You know, you're bigger than her. You're tougher than her. You do not hit her, but you do not, you know, you don't show that you have been hurt by her.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we take that in a very literal sense, and whether it be emotionally or physically, as men, we try to, you know, puff our chest out, put the tough guy act on, and we can't let people know when we've been defeated. It's just a biological flaw of being a man.
It's like that point in an argument where you're just practically screaming at the other guy, and then you realize you're wrong. You're not going to admit it. You're just going to keep arguing that wrong fact to show your dominance.
Well, and then
I mean, that never
I don't know
happens.
anybody that does that.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right? That ain't me. So one of the articles that came out that was highly against Anna's protest was from The Sun. It is a newspaper article in the UK,
Okay.
and they said that they have been outraged by the fad of assaulting men for manspreading. They vocalized their displeasure very aggressively by stating the everyday discrimination men have to put up with, unquote. It goes from simply opening doors for women to the Titanic with women and children boarding first. It also points out how many women put their bags and purses on the seat next to them in public transportation. Is the hypocrisy real in that scenario? Hypocrisy.
To an extent, I would say yes. Now, for the Titanic situation, women and children, that actually makes a lot of sense because you only need one male reproductive organ to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
If you only have one woman, you gotta wait, you know, the 9 months for the incubation
I
process.
agree, but we're talking about the Titanic, not
Now
the
we're
extinction
talking
of the
about-
human race, okay?
I'm just saying, that's kind of the point, at least that's what I've always gotten out of it, was
I always
save
thought
the
it's
women
more
and
of a-
children.
I feel like it's more of a pride thing.
I
The men
always,
stay back. They go down with the
Yeah,
ship.
I would say that it goes
Let the
hand in
women
hand.
and kids
that's
go.
that's
What's
what
up?
I always thought it was, is because
I don't know. I like
Women and-
apocalypto type style.
Oh,
Clearly.
clearly we're talking about repopulating the earth.
I'm just saying, it's a good rule to live by. You
apparently
know?
now we're down to just a couple men.
Go straight Mormon. One
But-
guy, 10 wives.
So Brittany, do you find it hypocritical to claim that manspreading is, you know, bad because they're taking up another seat when a woman might put her purse or her bag on the seat next to her?
So, well, I think that we also have to, in my opinion, is think back to, okay, let me back up. So when I go and I sit down somewhere and there's an empty seat beside me, if the bus is not full, or wherever I'm at, the auditorium, if it's not full, I'm going to put a bag there. If it starts getting full and I'm like, oh man, we're running out of seats, I'm going to pick my bag up because I'm not going to be rude. And I'm like, okay, I guess now I gotta give up a little bit of my private area, like private space area, because now someone's gonna have to sit beside me. So yeah, we put our purses there, but from my experiences, women are a little bit more courteous about when things are getting full. So we put it there as a way of saying, if this stays empty, nobody's sitting beside me. If this gets full, crap,
Yeah,
now
I
someone's
could
gonna
see
sit
that.
beside me.
But see, on the other table, I take a lot of public transportation from the parking lot to the airport when I travel a lot. What I will say is when I jump on a public, you know, transit, I'll manspread, if you will, if it's an empty bus or there's not a lot of people. But once seats start running out, I mean, I will try to keep it between the lines of my seat, and those seats are tiny.
That's one
Seats are
thing
very tiny.
one thing I did notice about her video is there are situations where it was crowded
Mm-hmm.
and the guy was manspreading, and I did find that to be rude. And there were situations where it wasn't very crowded, and I didn't think that the person was taking up anybody else's space.
Right.
So I think there needs to be a certain level
You're just being courteous.
courteous, being respectful. I know that now that it's been brought to my attention, and I've been watching my behavior, I'm man-spread about 100% of the time.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, I feel like I just do it completely unknowingly, you know? So, go ahead.
Say, when you're at the tractor pool, you know, at the local fair, and the bleachers are crowded, you know, we do a little bit. The show will be over eventually.
Yeah. Or stand.
Or stand. I like that option better.
Yeah, or stand.
I think it depends on where you're at. Like, because if you're at the truck pool or the monster rally show or whatever those things are called, there's people behind you. If you can't just stand, that's rude.
But I mean, if you're on a crowded bus and you can't just take up one seat, stand. You know, there's plenty of standing room on, you know, most transits. So that's another option. But now I want to look at the other view, the point of view of the
Rear
feminists.
view. Okay.
The rear view camera. So there was an entire article published on genderfocus.com by one woman, and what I can gather from it is it seems that a large portion of feminists, not women, do not twist my words, a large portion of feminists believe that it's just an act of dominance. That men are showing, this seat's mine, that one's mine, that one's mine. No woman can take them. I don't understand fully on where that comes from, but so here is a couple paragraphs that I really enjoyed from this.
A couple.
Yes.
How big was this article?
Oh, it was very large. 12, 14 pages.
That's a lot of reading.
She had a lot to say. So, we will start.
What's the title of the article?
Manspreading.
Manspreading. I'm just wondering, so that if anybody wants to go read it.
Genderfocus.com
Okay.
/ 2016 / 02/13. Oh, she published it on my birthday. / manspreading.
Happy birthday.
I have a direct link. If you want, you can put the link in the description of the video.
I don't think we're allowed to do that. YouTube doesn't like us yet.
Okay.
Haven't enabled links yet, I don't think.
Anyways,
On Facebook, we can put the link.
There you go.
Therein is illustrated two truths. The first is that women are generally considered easier to approach. Before I go to the second truth, I want to go ahead and fully agree with that.
I agree.
Wait, easier to approach? What do you mean?
Women are easier to approach.
Is this coming from a man that a man thinks
This is coming from a woman.
Okay.
That a woman seems easier to approach than a man.
Okay, and the only reason why is because I've been in situations with you two where walking up to a woman is uncomfortable. So I would feel like it would just depend. Maybe a woman is more approachable for a woman.
I would say if it's 2, 3, or even 4 guys in a group and they approach a woman that's by herself, they've never met in a not necessarily public location, like where there's not a lot of people around to scream for help. Like, I could see how the woman could get threatened, and so if the men are conscious of what's going on, they could be like, yeah, I don't want to make this woman feel uncomfortable, so
right.
I feel uncomfortable by approaching her. So I would say there are times that it would go the other way. But the majority of the time, I'd rather go up to a woman in, like if I'm at a grocery store and I can't find an actual worker there, I have gone up to a woman before. Be like, hey, sorry to bother you, but do you happen to know where this is at? I also think that they're going to know more so than a guy.
I was going to say, that's a really bad experience.
That makes more sense.
That's a bad explanation because, of course, most women, I won't say all women, most women know grocery stores like the back of their hands. Well, that's all the time we have today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in next Monday at 8 a.m. to see the rest of these goons talk about manspreading.
Don't forget, I'm Austin.
I'm Josh.
And this is The Brittany Show.
Bye.
Bye.